What's happening, YouTube? How is everyone? I hope good. I am here with a two-pile uh, reading on what about you helps people in their lives. I thought that would be kind of something kind of cool to do. So let's get started. You could choose between pile one and pile two. My throat's dry today. And we'll get started. We'll start with pile one. So the first card I pulled for pile one is feelings. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, filling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. So you being able to be in your feelings and be able to share your feelings, and show people that you know it's all right to be vulnerable, in situations, has really helped people, be able to be into their, be able to express their emotions, be able to feel their emotions, be able to be vulnerable with their emotions. So that is one way that you've helped people. The next one is mistakes. Allow me to know it's okay to make mistakes. Let me always take care of the inner child so he or she feels loved no matter what. And this seems kind of weird, but a card to get, but it's because of your mistakes, because you're not afraid to share, to people, and you're not embarrassed by the mistakes you make. You learn from them. You take them and you teach others, like, how you've helped other people. And you share your experiences, maybe your feelings, like in the first card, your feelings. And, even if it's something, say you were arrested for drugs or something, you would take that experience and you would share that with the people around you. You would not be ashamed of it. You would learn from it and not make that mistake again. Or maybe you might make the mistake again. I can't say that you wouldn't, but definitely they like it that you're able to, you're able to embrace the mistakes that you make. You're able to talk about them, because a lot of people are so ashamed of themselves they won't even open up about them, but you will, and they think that's great. And it's teaching them to be able to do the same thing. So I try to change the lighting in here a little bit, but it's just not working today. So the next card that you received is the Five of Swords. They like that you're able to, I'm saying that this is what's helped them in their life, but you've helped them to open up their minds to the deceit and the hidden agendas of other people, because a lot of people, we don't realize that there are people out there that are like this. I'm one of these people that, and I'm one of these people that we're talking about, I'm sure, because I got married to a man. We were together for like a long time, and it all was like a con. It was to take my money and to escape his family, and he was in the trouble with the law and all kinds of stuff. So what ended up happening is, in the end, they were able to literally take every dime of my money. They left me homeless and all kinds of stuff. And I would have never, it took me like years to even realize that's what had happened to me, but that is what's happened to me. But I was one of those people that I never could imagine anybody really doing that to somebody in real life. I've seen it on TV, I've read about it, but it wasn't something that I ever thought would happen to me. And it did. And it's really affected my life in a lot of, negative ways, but then also in a lot of good ways, because you have to look at both ways. So they like that you are able to spot, that you have taught them to acknowledge that these type of people are out in the world. Maybe you have given them some ideas on how to recognize them and what to watch out for. So in a lot of ways, you've helped them. Or maybe in your case, the same person has done it to another person, and you're fighting to get justice for it, and it's helping those that, they did it to before you. That could definitely be the case too. So your next card is the Six of Wands. And from this, I'm getting that even though you have been through hard times in your life, even though you have made lots of mistakes, or maybe you have made a lot, but even though you've made mistakes in your life, you have still ended up on top of, of your game. You're still succeeding in life. You're still happy. You're still loving, you still see the world, not in rose colored glasses, but you still see it in an innocent type of way. And because of your success and what you've done since all of your trouble, it has helped people realize that even though they have had troubles in their life, that they can still succeed also. And that's a really great thing to be able to help people with in life, because a lot of people think that you make one mistake and your whole life's over, and that is not true. You can always pick yourself back up, always. The next one is Six of Swords. This one to me is you've taught them that, or you've helped them realize, in their life, that even after you have gone through this big old storm, and look at her face. You can go through a big old storm. You can go through, mistakes and hardship and stuff, but you can still have harmony after all of it. And that, a long journey, see how they're on the water, that it might take a long journey over the water, but you can still come out on top. You can still come out successful. You can still have all the things that you want in life, and you still be grateful for everything. She looks very grateful. So you've helped them realize that and help them have that in their life too. Your next card is the Ace of Swords. And to me, this signifies that you have helped them realize that you can triumph over any adversity that you face in your life, that you can always succeed. What else? Maybe you taught them what inner strength really was, and maybe they really grasp that about themselves now. And that, even though people might have been, let's say, against you, or, people didn't believe you when you're trying to explain your situation to them. People might have been talking about you. People might have put you down. They might have judged you, but you still ended up with, mental clarity. You never let them, all that, drag you down, because your situation had already done that to you. And you knew in the end that it was going to come out, and that truth would be, it will, or if it hasn't already, truth will be told. And that you never let whatever you're going through make you, walk through town with your head held down. You just kept your chin up, and you really, really triumphed throughout your situation. And that really, really showed your strength, your willpower, the love that you had for yourself. And so all of that has helped people in their life know that, no matter what goes on in their life, no matter what people say about you or do, or, how people shun you, or, it just depends on how serious your situation is to the extent of this. But it just taught him that, no matter what, if you have the willpower and the strength, and you just keep going, that you will triumph in the end. So I think that's great. Do not drink poison. Do not do things are not bad for you. With this card, I get that like I always say, we all have addictions, and we should never be ashamed of them. We should always, be able to, talk about them, illegal or not. We should all be able to share our experiences. We should learn about them. What makes us have these addictions? Is it just our personalities? Is it something that we're trying to mask in ourselves? Is it because we just like them? Because, some things you just like. I know there's a lot of things I dislike, and they're not good for me. But, never be ashamed of what kind of vice you go to. I think the more that people hide them, and the more that you feel ashamed about it and all that, I think that's when it makes a bad addiction, or a bad way to mask your problems, because you're not only masking it with something that you're ashamed to tell anybody about, or talk about, or share your experiences about, but it's bad for you already. Then I get from this card too that you have learned that you don't need these poisons in your body to feel good about yourself, or to deal with a problem, or to fit in, or all that stuff. Or you just have become really healthy and you just want to put good things in your body. You don't want to put those toxins in your body. So there's three different scenarios, but all three of them are wonderful. So I think it's great. Curiouser, 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 and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. So you have taught them that being yourself, being unique, dressing the way you want, acting the way you want, going after your dreams, no matter what society says, is okay. And a lot of people really need to learn this because we're all created differently. We all have so many unique qualities and gifts and things about us that really, makes us stick out in the world, and what, we might be ashamed of, but other people really find it unique and like attractive, and, just really makes them curious about you and about what you are. Because I know, like with me, a lot of people that I know and where I grew up, there isn't a lot of spiritual people. There was Catholics, there was, everybody's religious. They go by a religion. And I was raised Catholic and whatever else, and, but that's just not who I am. But I know it makes me really mysterious to people, and people really they become really curious about what I'm saying and about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And they're curious about my abilities and how I'm so connected to the divine and all that stuff. So it just really makes people more curious about themselves, about you, and about the world, and about different things instead of what society says are the standards. And they love that you're unique, that you're able to be your unique self. You're able to wear the clothes that you want to wear without, being embarrassed, without feeling shame. Forgiveness. And I keep saying they love this about you, and they do, but this is what's helping them in their lives kind of know it's okay, know that maybe, hey, I need to do that in my life, or, I need to do that for me to make me feel good. Your next one is forgiveness. And you have taught them that no matter how many hardships you go through, no matter what people do to you, that you're able to forgive them and still love a person or still be kind to a person. You don't have to like them, but you're still able to be able to, if they needed something, you'd still go help them. Or if they came to you with a problem, you'd sit down and listen to them. Or you just wouldn't just push them out. And then you've taught them that forgiveness really does, free your soul and, take all those burdens off your back. And that's just the best way to go. And that now they're like, hey, I shouldn't hold this grudge. I should, forgive them. If not for them, then for me. So I think that's wonderful. That's a wonderful quality about you. Healing from the past. We're talking about addictions and the things that we do to mask our feelings. Again, you have probably went through something really, just devastating in your life. It might take you years and years, and you might not even be healed from it all the way. But the fact that you're trying and that is your goal and you're still moving on in your life is really showing people that being stuck here isn't the answer. And all of us humans tend to get stuck here. So by you leading the example of, really working towards healing and, forgiving people and letting go so you can move on and have a happier, healthier life is really showing people that they need to do the same. So I think that's a really beautiful quality. Windfall. Oh. See this butterfly? They all have butterflies on them. And those beautiful flowers. That you have transformed into this butterfly. That's what I get from it. That, you could have been, say, like with me, when I was younger, I drank a ton. I was really like a bully. I was just a really mean, ugly person. I really was. And, and obviously karma comes back around, and, I got hit with my karma times 100. And when I look at it now, I couldn't have ever said this before, but when I look at it now and I look back, in a lot of things, I did deserve some of what happened to me, not really so much the circumstances of what happened to me, but, I wasn't a good person always. I wasn't one that, really allowed my empathy to be shown to the world, because I was taught that as a kid, that my sensitive side, that, me being an empath and all that stuff was weak, and you just didn't do that. You didn't cry. You didn't feel your emotions. If somebody messed with you, you just kick their fucking ass and move on. I mean, that's really how I was taught. But in reality, I was this really sensitive, loving person that wanted to care for people, that wanted to understand and stick up for people that were being picked on and stuff. But instead, I was made. I'm not going to say that I was made to be that way, but that's the way I was taught. So after all the stuff that happened to me, and me really being alone, learning to live alone, learning to not have people here to make me feel better, and trying to avoid the masks that I was putting on with drugs and alcohol and sex and whatever else, really has changed me. And then, of course, me being able to open up my gifts, my abilities that I've had since I was a kid. But again, I was taught that they were wrong and you didn't use those, and that's the devil's work and all this stuff, has really allowed me to come into who I am and who I was supposed to be all along, but never was, given the chance to do that. I didn't give myself a chance. I didn't know myself. And I do now, and I know what, how I want to be treated is, and I used to say this all the time, which wasn't true, because otherwise I would have treated people a lot better. I would have been a better friend, a better sister, a better daughter, a better wife, a better, mother. And I would have loved myself and respected myself enough to know all of that and know what a great person I am, which I do know, I do think now, but I didn't back then. But that's what I get from that card. So throughout your battle, you have taught him that, that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to be emotional. And it's really, it's really awesome to transform into a beautiful butterfly from this ugly, just cocoon that you were in. I'm not saying cocoons are ugly, but I'm just trying to use that as an example. But this is what you ended up as. And you started off in a cocoon that was just not beautiful, but butterflies are beautiful and they're free. You're like a free spirit. You're teaching people to be a free spirit and to really embrace and love all the things that we have around us that we kind of take advantage of, that we don't notice in our everyday life. You're helping people to learn to slow down and really enjoy the outside, enjoy your friends and family, and appreciate the people around you and appreciate yourself. So that's just awesome. Again, you got the forgiveness card. So this is when I got the chills. So forgiveness is, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So you're teaching them not only forgiveness, but you're teaching them not to block the flow of love, because you're teaching them that love is so important in our lives. Love, to me, what I always say, love is the key to everything. If everybody could do everything out of love, unconditional love towards everyone, could you imagine how beautiful the world would be? It would be there wouldn't be hate, there wouldn't be, crime, there wouldn't be, people judging people, and we could all just get along. But not everybody has that unconditional love. I have to go let my dog out, so hold on. Sorry about that. She likes to go and then gets a treat, but she's a little wiener dog. Well, not a little. She's kind of chubby, but she's so old she can't jump up on the bed anymore, so I have to pick her up there, and she sleeps a lot. So anyways, your next card is failure. I understand that a mistake, and this is again a mistake card. So those are two strong things that you've helped people the most in. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So again, forgiveness and mistakes are in here twice. And so those two things have been the strongest things that you have taught other people, in their lives. So I think that is just awesome. That's amazing. Your next card is King of Coins. They look at you that you're successful, like in your own way. You're not one of these people that put a suit and tie on and go to work every day and do the 9 to 5 thing. You've taught them that you can be the successful king, women or men, but in doing the things that you love, the things that you want to do, that you you wake up in the morning and you're like, awesome, I can't wait to go to work. Or, after the weekend, you're like, man, I can't wait to go to work. I'm so excited about what I'm doing. And, you've taught them that that's okay, that we don't have to fit the norm. We don't have to do the normal things in life to be successful and to be rich, because you know what? Money isn't what makes us rich. The happiness, and, as long as you have enough to, put a roof over your head and eat and, do the things you want to do, you don't need millions in the bank. Why? What are you going to do? Take it with you or leave it to your children? Which I think is great that you have a little cushion to leave to your kids. I think that's awesome. But you know what? Like in my case, who knows if they'll really get it? So that's another thing to think about too. So, well, anyways, but that's what I get from that card, so that you've helped them, kind of break away from the norm and know it's okay that, hey, I want to try this furniture business. Well, just going to do it. Because people used to ask me, they're like, don't you get nervous? Aren't you afraid you're not going to succeed? Well, I don't think that way. And you know what? And as long as they don't think that way, they're manifesting the same thing. They'll be successful. And mine was very successful, but, anyways, I'll go there because that's negative and I don't want to be negative. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I had to count the swords. You have the 7 of Swords, and like you taught him that even at times when we're stagnant, when things aren't going our way, that it's better just to have patience and kind of sit back and wait than to get kind of ahead of yourself. Because sometimes, in some situations, it does take longer to see how long it's going to take her to row to that island over here. That's, it does take, sometimes a long time to get to where you're going and are to succeed in the things that we are succeeding in, or to get the justice that we're seeking. But you've taught them that to have more patience, and you've helped them see that, patience, it takes patience to achieve some things. And even if it is like, say, they're venturing out to get a new business, you can't just start a business, and it's really hard because like the first year or two, you will starve. I mean, it's really hard. You don't make shit, but as long as you don't give up and you just keep going, and whatever you're doing, you're giving 100%, and people really are starting to notice your work, and you're putting out good products, or, you have good employees that are, or however it works, you will succeed. You will get to the other side of this lake. So that's awesome. You've helped them, realize that we all have obstacles and challenges. No one in life is without obstacles and challenges. It's how we go about these obstacles and challenges. Do we hit them head on? Do we, go over here and hide from them for, months, masking them with problems? Or are we over here, crying, playing the victim? You've taught them that it doesn't matter who you are. You could be Bill Gates. You could be Donald Trump, which is just an example, so don't get all crazy on me. Or you could be somebody like me. It's the way that we handle them. And so you've helped them in their lives know that by handling them in the proper way, and you might not have always handled them properly. I mean, who's to say what is proper and what's not, and how to handle something? You handle them in the way that you want to handle them. So maybe that's what the message is. You taught them to handle their obstacles and challenges the way that they see fit, instead of what Joe Blow and everybody around you is telling you to. I think that's it. Disruption, which is the Tower card. You have helped them realize that if they find themselves in this position, this in their life, that you could be in the gutters, but you can always come back out. You've helped them realize that, if she can do it or he can do it, I can do it. So I need to quit feeling sorry for myself and do it. And I think that, which is a great thing to do, because I think a lot of people are, when you're here, a lot of people are thinking suicide. A lot of people are ready to give up. And I think that as much as you've gone through in your life and whatever your circumstances were, they were pretty bad. And it's like, say you were posting them on Facebook and you were telling people, and you're like, people are like, oh my God, they just want sympathy, and da 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 da, and how people are judgmental and stuff. And I do that quite a bit. I post them on my stuff on Facebook because I know that there is maybe one person that I can help, and that's my whole goal. And then also because I am such a, I don't have very many people around me besides my daughter, and I don't want to sit and vent to my daughter, so I need to vent somewhere, so I vent on there, and it's my right, it's my page, I can do whatever the fuck I want on there, and if they don't like it, then they can delete me. I don't care. I'm not on there to be making new friends. My friends that are my friends will be my friends no matter what I put on there, no matter what happens in my life. And in this case, that could be another thing, is that you taught them that not everybody that claims to be your friend, or that who you're around and who you think would be there for you is really your friend, because you'll find out in a lot of situations that when they're bad, or whatever, that those are the friends that aren't there. Those are the friends that just dump you like you don't even exist, or they get mad at you over stupid things even though your life is falling apart around you. So that's a really strong message too I got. The next one is flow. That you've taught people to slow down, to kind of go with the flow. That it's okay to be like relaxed and chilled, and not have everything planned out, not have your whole life ahead of you, like step by step, and this is what we have to do, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. I have to work 9 to 5 at, this company, and you have helped people realize that we need to go with the flow in a world that is so like busy, and everybody's going a million directions, and life is so fast, and we have to go to work, then we have to go to our kids' soccer games, and we have to make dinner, and it's time to like chill. We can go to work. Sometimes we're not going to make our kids' soccer games. They're not going to, it's not the end of the world. Your children should understand. Now, if you never go, then that's a different story. But, I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for a long time. And I was like that. I was like, I got to go here. I worked, then I would go do this. I'd go do that, because I would never ask for help. And so I had to learn to be like this, because I was sick of being like knots in my shoulders and just like so intense and just an unhappy, just angry person. And now I just like, fuck it. My daughter yesterday, matter of fact, she wanted to go do this and go do that. And the time came and I was busy working, and I'm like, well, it's too bad. She should have, we'll just do it tomorrow. And she got upset. Sure. Well, that's her deal. That's not mine. I'm like, well, I don't want to hear it. So, I do the best I can. I can't be in 30,000 places at once. So, and then seek. You've taught people that it's that spirituality is not the evilness that we've all been taught our whole lives. That it's good to be able to connect to nature. It's good to seek answers from above, instead of always thinking we have to solve everything, or have somebody else tell us how to solve it, or solve it in the way that society says. That it's okay to be by yourself, and it's okay to, go in the park and do, meditate. Who gives a fuck who's around you? I don't care. I go out there and meditate. People walk by and they're like, what is she doing? And I'm like, none of your fucking business is what I'm thinking, but I don't say that. But, or I'm in such a meditation, I don't even notice people around me. It could be that too. I just don't care. I want to live my life to the fullest. I want to, and I want to be happy, and I want to have the answers I need, or feel like I have the answers I need. Not all of them, because none of us have the answers, but I want to have peace in my life, and love and happiness and just freedom. Freedom is a huge thing in my life. I want to be free. I don't want people from my life to be telling me how to live my life. And this has really hindered my life a big way. My family is like the good old boys. So that's what they call them. And I never knew this. I was raised the way I was, but I never fit in. My family never liked me because I would not listen to their standards. I would not do the things they wanted me to do, because I'm a free spirit. I don't want anybody to ever tell me what to do. That's why I don't work for people, because I want to do what I want to do. I mean, like, within compromise. I'm not one of those people who are like, people come over and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't care what you want because it's going to be my way. I'm not like that at all. I just want to work. I want to get up and do, and especially now that my daughter's old enough to do things on her own, I want to sleep in if I want to sleep in. I want to not work if I don't want to work. If I decide, well, I'm going to go hiking today, I can just go hiking. And, I mean, that is one pleasure of being able to work, but I work my ass off. I mean, people are like, oh, they judge me. Whatever, her parents support her. My parents have fucking never supported me, ever. So, or she does this for a living or she does that for a living. You know what? It doesn't matter what I do for a living. As long as I work and I make money, it's none of nobody's business what I do for a living, because I've always been a hard worker. And I think I've taught that with people too. We have to work for what we want. You walk into my house and people, it might surprise them, but I have a really nice house. But everything in here I bought because I worked for it. Or, my mom would buy me a present here or there, but my parents don't support me. And because my parents have money doesn't mean I have money, because I don't, but I don't care. So anyways, I'm going off on a rampage on that. So that was pile one. I really hope that it resonated with you. I hope that it, gave you some insight on how you have helped people in their lives and, what you have taught them. And so I think it's a really cool reading. Anyways, let's get going on pile two. Pile two, calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet, even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord. May your peaceful, calm take over. I can't see that. May your peaceful, calm take over. So you have taught people that even though you have had like all this, well, I'm not going to say all this, but you've had some, bumpy rides on your life journey, that it's better to go at it in a calm way than it is to just like, flat out go, I'm going to go get them and, freak out on people. And you've learned to step back and, really go inside yourself and calmly figure out how you're going to address it, or if you're going to address it, or you're just going to walk away. And, you have taught people that they need to do that in their lives also. And I think that is really beautiful. True offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours. You have helped people see that we at times don't always have the answers, that we are waiting for. This is kind of like the divine timing card to me, that sometimes we have to step back, and because we want something doesn't mean that we always can go out, go get it. Sometimes we have to kind of step back, have patience. Patience is a lot in here, and wait for that to come to us. That we have to wait till we better ourselves to be able to make that offer. Or we have to, I think that's a lot of it, is that we have to look within ourselves and see what we need to change within ourselves before we go seek that person to have a relationship with, or to go get that job, or or whatever the situation is in your. But really what it comes down to is, when we offer something to the world, to ourselves, to people, it needs to be true. We need to be our true selves. We need to step back and see what we need to kind of fix in our lives first, and then go after it. Because we're never making a true offer if we're not being our true selves, and we're not, going at the person or at the job or whatever it is with true intentions, I guess. There we go. That seems better. Your next card is the Page of Pentacles. This one is, even though sometimes in our lives we have shit that goes wrong, we have people that deceive us and people that do shitty things to us, we can still receive good news. We can still be positive about receiving good news. Even if our situation is really complex, even if it's something that takes forever, we're still standing there with a smile on our face, still waiting for that good news to come in. And that really has helped people be more positive, be more, just have a better outlook, like a broader outlook on, it could be this negative thing here, but one day it's going to be this good thing up here. And that's what you have shown people and helped people realize, that, even in our deepest, darkest times, we don't have to stay down there. We can stay up here and afloat, and we can afloat on the good, the dark and the light. And, eventually good news will come and we'll kind of float back up here, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Your next card is the Eight of Swords. You have taught people that, if you notice in this card, this woman is surrounded by swords, but not one of those swords is touching her. Her hands are tied, but if you look, she could easily untie her hands. You have helped people realize that we do this to ourselves, that we put ourselves in these restrictions. Our fears do it. And if we allow our fears to continue to do it, this is where we'll stay. But if you untie your hands, take the blindfold off, and just squeeze right through there and leave your fears back in here, that we can, we can make it through anything. We can conquer any fear. And you've helped people realize that. They're no longer staying with those swords around them. They're no longer allowing that little loose thing, rope around their wrist stay there. And that's awesome. I think that's just awesome. I love this reading. The next one is Eight of Wands. And with this card, I get that at times our life, we become it, like we run into delay after delay, or, brick wall after brick wall. But, like this bird is flying. If we just keep flying towards our goals and don't give up because of the delays, because of the brick walls, and, we don't let anything stop us, that the process will move faster. It'll start to move quicker, and you will achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. We can speed up the progress if we stay positive instead of negative. The outlook can be better. That's what I'm getting with that. So I hope that made sense. Three of Pentacles. Let's see here. Three of Pentacles. This card to me, you've helped people know that we can all achieve success as long as we never stop trying. As long as we don't, this is going to be a repeat thing, so this is a strong message in the pile too. As long as we don't let the brick walls and the bumps in the road stop us and make us just give up and, go the other way. If we just keep moving forward, that success will happen. It might take a long time. It could take, years. It could take a day. I mean, it just depends on what it is. But no matter what, don't let those brick walls and don't let those obstacles stop you. So you've taught people to not do that, to not give up on what they're striving for. And that's awesome. That is just awesome. We are all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Again, this is like pile one. You have taught people that it's okay to dress the way we want to dress. It's okay not to have to wear Nike, sweatshirts and fit in with and this is just an example, like the preppy kids. I mean, I've always dressed the way I've wanted to. And I've always been friends with every walks of life, no matter if they were, back in high school, preppy or the stoners or the cowboys or whoever. I've always been friends with everybody because I don't look at people and judge them by what they're wearing. I look at them and I can see inside their soul. I can see their beauty or not their beauty. But you have taught people that it's okay. We're all mad. We're all different, and we're supposed to be, different. We're supposed to be these unique people. We're not supposed to look like Joe Blow or, and so on. And because we are different doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us, weird or stupid or, if you hung out with the stoner group, we all do drugs. So people, that's another thing. Just admit it. I mean, because we've all, had that stoner friend that we loved because they always had all the good weed and shit. So, but that's what you have helped people incorporate in their lives, or they're starting to, and they love that. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. That we cannot change the past. That the only thing you can do is live in the moment and for your future. But we should just live in the moment, because even the future, that's the future. But you have helped people realize that by being stuck in the past only leaves us in the past. It only leaves us stuck there. You know, when we're say your husband and you got a divorce and you're just brokenhearted and you just can't get over that person and on and on and on. Well, you're stuck back there. You're not moving, you're not living in the present moment, and you're not moving into the future because you're still back there. Yes, love hurts. Yes, it sucks when we lose somebody. Like if we get a divorce, we break up, or they fuck you over and whatever. It does. But the thing is the time with that person is over. Um, the universe doesn't close doors that are meant to be. And the sooner we can heal from that type of stuff and move on is the sooner we get the new rewards coming in our life, and the sooner that, you know, they typically are better. Sure, that person you might have been married to was a wonderful woman, but obviously not for you. I mean, you know, for the time that you guys were together, that's, you learned your life, you learned whatever you're supposed to learn. So now it's time to move on. And I'm not saying that people need to get divorces like, you know, 5 times in their life. No, because that you will meet that one person that you'll be together forever with, and that you won't, you know, the universe won't be towering your ass to get you out of a toxic relationship, or, you know, so on. So I gotta hurry up. Sentimental feelings. You have helped people realize that it's okay to be sentimental. That it's okay to cry in, you know, in front of people. It's okay to share when your heart's broken, you just feel devastated, and, you know, you just need to let it out. You've shown people that it makes you more of a beautiful person, that it makes you more of a kind, loving person, and that it's okay to have these feelings. Back when I was a kid, we were taught that you didn't have these feelings, that these were a sign of weakness, and you didn't cry. And, you know, who the fuck came up with that? Because that's not true. I went from never crying, and I mean never. I mean, I broke my arm, never cried. All kinds of shit, never cried. To I cry at least 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, I am so sensitive because obviously my being an empath, I'm like that. But that's really my strongest gift is being so sentimental, being so loving, and teaching people that is, you know, that's my life purpose. Keep the faith that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what's happened in your life, you have always kept the faith. You have always had faith that something better was coming, that you were going to achieve your goal, or you were going to get the person that you were so in love with that you just had to have, or you could buy that car if your credit was fucked, or you know, maybe you haven't been able to buy a house yet, but you have faith in it. You're like, I'm going to own a good dang house before this is all over. Stuff like that. You've taught people that by having faith and believing in things, and, you know, holding your, you know, standing your ground in your faith, things do come true. So that's awesome. I love it. Leaving. You've taught people that leaving isn't always a bad thing, that sometimes we have to leave people and things behind, that we have to release them and move on, that when somebody leaves us, it's not always the end of the world. We, like in my case, oh my gosh, I was so broken heart. I was just devastated. I didn't see it coming, whatever. But now that I think about it, it's the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because I wasn't being treated right whatsoever, obviously. And I, you know, in some cases, I wasn't treating him right the way he deserved, because it was just a, you know, a chain reaction to everything that was going on. So by my husband leaving and doing what he did, actually, I need to thank him, because he has made me a wonderful person. He's made me such a better person. I've learned so much, and I know it would piss him off, and that's why I hope he's watching this too, because I do kind of still have like a little towards him. Try to forgive, but sometimes it's the best thing that can happen to us in our lives. So you've shown people that. Service. I feel good when I can help others. That it's better to, like me, people at Christmas, I'm offering to buy people presents, even though I don't have the money, but I don't ever want people to ever go without anything. At Christmas time, I would prefer not to even receive anything. I'd rather it go to kids and to other parents that, you know, that have worked really hard, that can't afford it, that really can't afford it. And you've taught people that by doing nice, kind things really does make us feel good about ourselves, really builds our love and self-confidence. And it also builds the love around. It builds love in between people, and it's just the right thing to do. Worry. You've taught people that you've helped them, in their lives by showing them that worry doesn't solve anything. So if you could sit home and stress all week and I still stress. I'm still working on this. That it's not going to change anything. What you have to do is have faith, and then that's what's going to, and believe in the divine, and know that the divine is working on your side, and that they're going to help you through whatever you're going through. So the Knight of Cups. I know you have helped people in their lives believe in love and romance again. That there are still love stories. There's still love proposals. There's still all that love. I love this book. I get all excited because I love this. I love love. I'm waiting for my knight in shining armor. Matter of fact, I was telling myself last night, I'm like, hang on just a minute. My dog quit. Sorry about that. But anyways, last night I was telling myself, oh my gosh, because ever since I was a kid, I wanted this knight in shining armor to come and rescue me and love me and take care of me and swoop me away and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're dreaming, girl. I mean, I don't even have any guys that like me. I'm like, whatever. But anyways, you've helped people believe in love and romance again. You've helped people rekindle their relationships. And I think that's beautiful. I really, really do. I think that is probably the most amazing quality about somebody. And then also about this whole reading, I was just telling myself that this reading is the most favorite reading I've ever done, and I hope you guys all feel the same, because it really made me realize how much I really have changed, and really what is keeping me stuck, and it's just put a really big smile on my face like I usually have, and I just feel like I'm glowing, and I just feel really good. So I hope it's doing the same for you. The 9 of coins, sorry. With this one, it's obviously material gain and success. That, you could hit hard times, you could have to start all over, but you can still succeed in life, and you've helped people realize that. And make them, maybe you've motivated them to work harder. Moving on. That it's okay to move on. That, it's okay if you feel like you need to move, you want to, but your family's in a certain area, it's okay to move on. And sometimes that it really helps a person. When we live in the same hometowns and with the same people and with our family, we do get in a rut, and we actually are not growing the way that we need to grow, in life and with life. Choose wisely. To take your time, that you're not in a rush to choose where you're going or what you're doing, or what career you want, who you want to love. That it's okay to take time to choose wisely. And you've helped people realize that they don't have to rush and choose right away. Challenging times again. I believe it was in the pile 1. I hope that you did listen to pile 1. If you didn't, I'd go back and listen to it, because they are connected. That, all of us can shield ourselves from the challenging times, that we're strong enough to deal with them, and that we can conquer them all. So that's great. And then pile 2, your last one, card is opportunity beckons. That, we need to really watch for the opportunities that come our way. That it's, we need to not fear these opportunities, that it's always good to accept and take, new opportunities and embrace them into our lives. That, life is full of opportunities, and that we just need to see them and not be afraid to grasp them and, go for them. And I think that, that is just great. I really, 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 really enjoyed this reading. I mean, it just really hit home, and I just, I thank the higher above. I thank my guides, my angels, my ancestors for, pointing me in doing this reading. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. I'm going to leave the comments open because I want your feedback on this. And I thank you all so very much. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I have new stuff going into my store. I'm almost up and running with that. I added some tarot cards for sale. I have some tapestries. What else did I get? Oh, I got some new cool bracelets and some pendulums to add in there. So I am hoping by Friday I'll have that all uploaded, and that will be going. So I'm going to do a video on that so you guys can all check that out. But anyways, I am sending so much love, so many positive vibes, and peace to each. What I guess I should do peace to each and not peace to each and one of you. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so because I would greatly appreciate it. Plus, it lets other people have the opportunity to see my videos, and it helps me too. I'm putting a lot of effort and a lot of time into my videos now. This is something that I really want to do like full time because I believe that, you know, I do have a lot of experience and knowledge that I need to share. And I just really, really enjoy helping people and enjoy doing it. So, and plus, you know, the divine tells me I have to. No, I'm teasing. Anyways, take care. Much love. Kisses.